None of us really knew exactly what we were doing, so we all show up out at St. Luke's Hospital in the middle of the night. Dean goes with us to do one of the first cases. He's reading the instruction manual while the rest of us are attempting to do the clinical procedure. And so he would go into the little anteroom of the OR, look at the next few lines in the instruction manual, come back out and say them to us while the staff wasn't in the room to hear what we were saying. So I think the thing is he's morphed a small family-like organization into certainly a well-respected leading edge industry innovator.
Dean is always looking for the next thing that we can be doing to further our mission.
I don't think we did worry about him biting off too much. I think we were recognizing that some of the things he was biting at we might want to spit out, and maybe they wouldn't work. But by golly, we're going to give him a chance to try it.
Dean understood very early on that if he wanted to control it, he had to own it.
We pulled in the St. Louis Eye Bank into our operations. We merged with the American Red Cross tissue banks.
That was a very, new and unique idea to have the eye, the tissue, and the organ all in one setting.
In his usual style, he made us get into an uncomfortable area and out of our comfort zone.
The in-house operating suite, which has certainly been one of our milestones in innovation for the organization, was a spin-off of a cocktail napkin conversation that he and Dr. Larry McBride had.
His original idea was to have an 18-wheeler truck and be mobile.
The in-house organ recovery facility in 2001 was a game changer, forever. 25
years ago, there were 9 of us, and we did preservation, we did flyouts, we manned the hotline, we did our own follow-up work, we did everything.
It's really hard to find one person with the attributes to be excellent in all those fields. And so I think in the 90s, one of the things that we did that was somewhat groundbreaking, we broke that role apart. So I think that was probably one of the first things that I thought was really kind of industry shaping, and a lot of folks have followed that.
Every aspect of MTS is fully covered by compassionate, well-trained people.
In terms of impact on the company, I'd say probably Allosource, actually. The innovation, that is to say, of bringing together 2 other OPOs and starting a new company.
It took something which could have just continued on at sort of a very small level, and it really mushroomed into the organization that Allosource is today, which is one of the biggest tissue processors in the nation.
That new company has made it possible for us to honor the gift of donation, that is to say organ and tissue, in a way that we would not have been able to otherwise, made much more efficient and better use of those, and we've done very well by doing good, because that has been a source of great income to this organization, which enables us to do things like the Family House and other things.
There is something else to consider that may not come to mind right off the bat for a lot of people, and that's the creation of the Donor Memorial Monument and Park that we have outside of our building. He's never going to see a chart that tells him the return on the investment from creating that park. But he made the important decisions that made that happen, and he had the big picture thinking. And I think it's an amazing thing that he's done. It's gonna outlive him. It's gonna outlive me. It's gonna outlive all of us, because hopefully it's here for many, many years to come.
His recognition that there was a need that was unmet was key into us forging ahead with all those arrangements to make Springfield part of the Mid-America Transplant OPO territory.
And we knew that the potential for more donors was there, and we knew that our patients were suffering because more donors weren't being handled within the Springfield area. When we asked MTS to come into the area, the number of donors then went up significantly from 1991 on.
But probably more importantly, we've brought on folks from Springfield and to our MTS board positions. Both St. John's Mercy, who's now Mercy today, and Cox Health System have become top 10 hospitals for ROPO in terms of both organs and tissues.
We actually were the first organ procurement organization to have a performance improvement department.
I was the first PI department in the industry, and that was from Dean's leadership and innovation.
He had mentioned, well, maybe we should just own and operate a DMV. And everyone thought he was crazy. And somebody said, I bet he'll eventually do that. And here we are, years later, and of course he did that.
Now, I'm not sure that he thought through all of the ramifications of running an office.
But when you step through the process and thought about we can have an impact on the registry, which ultimately leads to more donors, it made sense.
Very innovative way to connect two dots that I don't think anybody ever really thought to connect.
Once again, first in the country that has tried such a thing from an organ procurement organization.
You never know what new idea he's going to come up with.
What's Dean doing? I mean, that's kind of the industry question, what's Dean doing?